Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the official Legendary Simp tier list for GPO DevilFruits. Now, this tier list is gonna be 100% honest, official, legit tier list. Obviously, other YouTubers have done tier lists, and I don't really agree with where they put some of the fruits. So I'm gonna show you guys my take on it and explain and come with um, decent information on these fruits. So we're gonna do a PvE one and a PvP one. So let's start off with the PvE one. For PvE, the first S rank fruit is gonna be Magma. This is probably the best fruit for PvE. It is really busted on farming ships, doing bosses like Arlong, Buggy, and it's really good for crowd control. Magmarine destroys the NPC ships. It destroys NPCs in general, and it's also Magma Swamp. If you get knocked by Arlong and you're there with your team fighting and you're under him and you're knocked in Magma Swamp, you're still damaging him. You still do damage in your Magma Swamp even though you're knocked. It's crazy. Um, it does a lot of damage. Magma Hound, Magma Fist, and the Magmarine, and it's spammable. Magmarine is spammable. It goes crazy, and you could just hold it in for so long if you have enough stamina as well, doing hella damage. The next PvE fruit I'm gonna put on is Barrier. Barrier is probably A rank for PvE. Now here's why. It is really solid on blocking incoming projectiles from Arlong. It's really good for Arlong. If you have someone who has Barrier for Arlong, you're pretty much gonna just forget about the spikes coming in because they can just defend the whole thing with just one wall. And for Buggy, they can block the rockets incoming, and you can block a lot of projectiles with it. It's really solid for PvE. Can't really say the same for PvP, but we'll get to that. Next up is Ice. Now, Ice, you guys are gonna probably be a little annoyed with me. Ice is A rank for PvE. I don't think it's that good for PvE. It might even go behind Barrier just for PvE. Well, low-key reflex actually. Yeah, I'll probably put it just in front of Barrier, but barely. Here's why. For PvE, it's not that good for farming. Can't talk. It's not that good for farming ships. It's not that good for farming bosses. Yeah, Ice Age is good for freezing the boss and stuff. But you can just infinite combo bosses without freezing them. You can destroy ships a lot more efficiently with Magma, Mira, Pika. It's not the best for PvE. Well, that's my opinion. I don't know. Some of you might beg to differ, but I just feel like it doesn't do enough damage, and usually it flings the ships with it. Well, not fling them, but push them, and just causes a lot of annoyance farming ships with ice. Next up, I'm gonna put on Suki. Suki is gonna be C rank for PvE. It's not a bad fruit. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as good as the rest. It's you when you go invisible, the NPCs don't attack you. They'll go back to where they spawn. You can just go and start hitting them, and they won't care about you. You can make your team go invisible, and you can also throw rocks. It's got projectile. It's got range, and it has invisibility, where NPCs just don't hit you. So it's really good for starting off. But that's if you have 50 Robux to swap it. If you do get a better fruit, there's gonna be. I already made a review on it. You guys can see how it works and stuff. So that's Suki. Next up is Pika. Pika is S tier for PvE. It's got range. It's got the Gatling. It has the mirror kick, and it's got the dashes. It can fly away. It's a solid fruit overall. I think it's really well balanced. It's just not as good as Magma for PvE. That's why it's behind Magma. And last up for PvE, I'm gonna put Mira. Now Mira, I believe, is better than Pika for PvE. And here's why. Mira can destroy a whole ship. Well, not the ship itself, but when you're farming marine ships, you obviously want to be able to take out the cannons, the captain really quickly, because if you don't take out the cannons, they're going to damage your ship. And if you don't take out the captain, you can't stand on the ship because it's a weird bug that's going on. I don't know if they're going to fix it, where when you take out the cannons, you just start sliding around the ship. It's really annoying. But Mira, one health flame. Fuck, hell flame? One hell pillar. Flame pillar destroys all the cannons. puts the captain below half HP and adds burn. Here's a clip of that right now. Okay, now that you guys have seen the clip, it goes crazy on ships. I know it wasn't a galleon, but it also takes out all of the galleon cannons out with just one health pillar, and the captain you can just spam he can at it, take it out with flame fist. It's also got Firefly, really good against Arlong. You just let your team keep Arlong in the corner. Spam Firefly over and over again. You'll be doing like, I think, around 80 damage per Firefly thing you do, and it doesn't even take that much stamina. You regen the stamina before you can release the next Firefly. So you can just spam Firefly on Arlong. It's also good for sniping incoming ships with it, or if you get stuck in a ship, you can destroy it really fast with Firefly. This is the PvE tier list. Now we're gonna do the PvP one. So let's just reset that. For PvP, straight off the bat, Suki, you're staying at sea. It's annoying to fight someone with Suki because, well, if you don't have another fruit or AoE skills, because you don't know where they are. It does drain a lot of stamina for them, so I feel kind of bad. They're gonna waste their stamina on that rather than actually doing stuff. Unless they're just spamming rock throw with combos, it could probably be pretty decent. Just not as good as the rest of these. Next up, I'm gonna put barrier at B. It's really solid for PvE, but I don't really see how it's that good for PvP. Yeah, you can block projectiles and stuff, but you cannot block some of the Logia skills. You can't block the sword from Pika. I think you can't block the magma swamp from this. You can't block the sword skill from ice. I think you can block I think you can definitely block the stuff from Mira, but the other Logias, you just get folded with them. You can block the sword skill from Dragon Blaze, I think it is, from sword, but it's mainly PvE. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not that good for PvP. Next up, I'm gonna put ice. Ice for PvP, it's S tier, only if you combine it with a weapon. It's shit. Not shit. Compared to the other fruits, stand alone, like just fruit only, main fruit, it's not as powerful. But you can legit infinite combo. So you can legit just get someone up against the wall, hit them, do an M1 combo with your Kiribachi, M1 combo, use the Ice Bird, hit them with that, another M1 combo, use Ice Age, another M1 combo, use Stomp, and then another M1 combo. They're dead. There's no coming back from it. They're just completely gone. You can't drown, so if you're fighting someone, you can fight them on the water, on land, you're fine. So it's really solid with that combo. You one combo anyone. So if you're fighting an ice user, he has Kiribachi or a sword, stay away from them. The best counter for ice is staying in the air. So make sure you either have Geppo or Mira Flight or Pika, because you need to stay away from them and use as much range as possible against them. Just sniping them in and out quickly. Don't get too close and don't get frozen or caught with a combo. If you get caught with a combo, make sure you can try like your best to get out of it. If not, you're dead. You're gonna be completely gone. It's really good for 1v1s, and I'm guess like it's good for group fights as well with Ice Age, but you need to make sure your team have your back if you're doing a group fight. On its own, 1v1, it's solid with a weapon. On its without a weapon, it's Next up we have Magma. Magma for PvP is a solid fruit. It does hella damage. You can do you can 100 to 0 someone instantly with Magma Rain if you catch them with it. But it's got you can block nearly all of its range. You can block all of its range skills. You can, and its best counter is also staying away from it, staying in the air. Don't go near it on ground unless you know they've wasted Magma Rain, because then you can just hold block and block the rest of the stuff. The end of Magma Swamp block breaks you, so you have to be careful for that. And the end of what's the oh wait, not the end of it. The Magma Stomp thing that launches you, that does a lot of damage, and the block breaks as well, so you have to be careful for that. So my best tip for Magma is make them waste their Magma Rain, stay in the air, stay far, and only go close when you know they've got low stamina, and just be sure to know when to block. You need to block both fists, like the Hound and the fist. And the Magma Rain, you can block most of it, but it's still gonna block break you if they're accurate and aim it right at you, and there's nowhere for you to go. For Magma Fist, it has a big AoE, so hiding behind something might not be the best bet unless you're hiding behind something holding block. Magma Rain, hide behind something. It's not got that much AoE unless it's like he's spamming it from side to side. He might hit you. And be careful for the Fling. That does a lot of fall damage. Next up for PvP, I'm going to put Pika S tier. It's really predictable though. You can block all of its skills except the sword, I believe. And I think the mirror kick, I don't know if you can block that. But you can block the sword. No, not the sword, my bad. You can block the Pika kick. You can block the Gatling. It will block break. If they're getting accurate, they're gonna block break you. So just be sure to hide behind something, get away from it. Thing with Pika is you have to be really aggressive. Hold block, get up close, combo, do whatever you have to do. Just get close and then back out. They can like Pika's really good at range. So you really either want to be really aggressive with it or play smart with it, play defensively. But playing defensively against it might not always be the best bet because the sword has decent range and it's pretty like it comes out and it goes right through you, it block breaks you. You want to be either really in there or just stay back, collective counter. Be sure to counter. It's really predictable, this fruit. Next up, Mira. I think this is the best fruit in my opinion. The best fruit for PvP. Here's why. You can go right up to someone, Hell Pillar, it block breaks, has massive AoE, and if they're holding a skill like Magma Rain, or their, I think it's the Ice Sword, they're dead. They're gone. Because it keeps them in the one spot and it's gonna, like, not the Hell Pillar, their skill's gonna keep them in the one spot and it's just gonna, the damage is just gonna keep coming out. Usually, if they're not holding a skill, it'll just fling them, push them back. They'll get fall damage if they don't have Geppo or Fly or anything. And they will just, basically, it'll just fling them. The closer they are, the farther they go, the higher up they go. And it does 24 damage, like 3 or 4 times if it flings them. But if it doesn't fling them, it's just gonna melt. Their HP bar is gonna drain so fast. So if like there's a clip, I'll show you guys it right now. So basically what happened here is he came in to use Magma Rain. I used Soru, got behind him, Flame Pillared him, and since he was using Magma Rain, he couldn't escape, do anything. All of it just melted his HP. And he just died from it, basically. Then you've got Entei. Massive AoE, Cruel Sun type beat. You can launch it at any percentage. You can use 100%. You can just shoot a small one, just a quick block break. It one shots. If they get caught in the full thing, it's gonna one shot them. It's gonna fling them. Has a massive AoE. Just dropping a giant sun, basically. It's crazy. One shots anyone in the radius. I think if they just like at the edge of it, they might survive, but really low HP. Then it's got Firefly, auto aim, releases really quick. You can do it with combos M1, 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 Firefly, M1, M1, M1. You know, the thing. He can 55 damage just straight off the bat. Like just do that M1 combo when it flings them, he can them. That's hella damage right there. It adds burn. You've got Fireflight. It's not that good for traveling. It's really not really made for traveling. It's made for flying around your opponents, flying towards them, Hell Pillar, and stuff like that, or getting out the war if you fall in the war. Like Magma, you're safe to fight on water. Ice, you're safe to fight on water. Pika and Mira, you're kind of screwed on water. You need to stay either on the ship or stay on land. Best to fight on land with Pika and Mira, because if you get flung in the water and you don't have stamina, you're basically dead. But that's all for this tier list, folks. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I'm also doing a 700 subscriber special. When we get to that, I'm going to give away one of each of these 5 fruits up here. I'm going to be giving them away at 700 subscribers, so be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and also join the Discord, because one of the giveaways for the fruits will be there as well. Safe.